My name is Jonathan Goforth with Keller Williams Platinum Partners. Thanks for watching. This video is called the 4 C's in real estate. We're going to talk about 4 words that start with C to help you sell a lot of homes. Now, this is a follow-up video to one that hopefully will pop up at the end of this. You can click on how to eliminate your competition, how to help you sell more homes, how to get more leads. But today, right now, we're going to talk about the 4 C's. The first one is, do you care? And I will tell you, there's a lot of realtors out there who really don't care. They come and go because of that. But when you are tossed into real estate, you're not selling homes. Homes sell themselves. That's what the marketing is there for. That's what the systems are there for. That's what MLS, all that's there to sell the house. You are selling yourself. And that's what I want you to understand. You are the product. You know, my degree is in business, marketing, and sales. And I'm almost 55. I've been doing this for 26 years. I got to be listed in Forbes magazine in 2019, 20, and 21 as one of the top market leaders in the country. With that said, do you care? Because all that rah-rah awards and everything coming from a really good career for the last 26 years, it really comes down to, do you care? Do you really care about this chapter in your clients' lives? It's not about you. So if you go up on a listing appointment and you got commission breath because you haven't sold anything in a few months, you really don't care about them as much as you're caring for yourself. And they're going to pick up on that. Your client is going through something that's causing them to need to sell this house. Or maybe they're a brand new buyer. Maybe this is a first-time buyer. It's a newly married couple. They just had their first baby. They're in an apartment. They're out of room. Their motivation is they need a home. They want a place to raise their first kid, probably more kids coming. They want a home because they're out of room. And how much do you care about that? Well, really good realtors, they care. They're involved in their clients' lives. Maybe your clients have a house. They just called you, she just got cancer. The problem is they're in a 2-story. There's not a bathroom on the main floor. The kitchen's on the main floor in the garage. So she's got to come downstairs to eat and get to doctor's appointments. However, the bathrooms are upstairs with the bedroom. This doesn't work. And so they need you to come over, get that house on the market quickly, and they need to get a ranch. That's your mission. Do you really care? Absolutely. And they're going to know you care. And their lives are your top priority now to find them what they need. It's a divorce. Friends of yours, you've known them for years. They're getting a divorce. Of course you care. But they need to know that you care, and you're going to handle this with care. That's number 1. All right. Number 2, are you competent? Because your clients are placing their faith and trust that you know what you're doing. Now, if you're a brand new realtor, you need to take advantage of every training class you can. Now, there's 2 ways to look at this. Depending on your personality, I'm going to give you the pros and cons of both. There is no way possible you can be fully trained on how to do all of real estate before you do it. It's not possible. This is complex. You know, there could be an FHA, could be a VA. There's different kinds of buyers or different kinds of listings. There's no way you can know everything before you go into it, but at least have read the listing papers, all of them, thoroughly, word by word, so you know what your clients are about to sign. I'm amazed how many brand new agents have not read any of the papers. I'm like, oh my gosh, read the papers before you go on an appointment. Read the contract. Be trained on it. Your office should have some kind of training program to help train you. Your local association should also have that. Take classes, all the classes, so that you're competent. Now, you're going to have 1 of 2 personalities. Yours is like mine. I have a business degree in marketing and sales. I am more the type, I want to know everything about it, but yet at some point, I'm just going to jump in. And during my appointment, if they ask me a question and I don't know the answer, I'm say, I don't know. I have no clue, but I'm going to get the answer, and I'm going to have that answer here in just a few minutes. Sometimes I'll make a call while I'm there, or I'll say, going to get the answer. I'll have it by the end of the day. Because it's okay to say, I don't know. But you do need to be competent in what you're doing and the advice that you're giving. Now, the other personality is more of the, let's say, the accounting type, the engineering type, the type that needs to know everything before you do anything. And if you have that type of personality when it comes to sales, you will never feel the confidence to go begin. And that's the type of personality that usually quits in a couple years because they just didn't ever feel that they were strong enough to go do it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to go tell these people. I don't really understand any of this yet. And until I really understand it, I'm not going to go do this. I don't want to go do an open house until I know how to do it all. You're never going to know how to do it all. I am still learning, and I've sold a lot of property. I've been doing this 26 years. I mean, last year, my team and I, we closed about 40 million. Again, that's over $1 million in commission. Again, it's, I'm never fully competent. And that's okay, because if I don't know, I say, yeah, that's a first. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm going to find out. I want to know the answer to that too. Number 3 is communicate. This is where most agents fail. Most agents are really bad at number 3. This is why the really good agents can pick up business off the really bad agents. There are some agents that are so bad at communication, they never get referrals from their clients. Their clients are so glad when the transaction's over and they're done with their agent. I've had, this is another way, sometimes you'll pick up, you can relist an expired house. Or a canceled listing because they're just tired of their agent. They never hear from them. They don't even know what their agent does, but they definitely don't communicate. I want you to communicate. I want you to communicate all the time. You can never over-communicate with your client. If so, they will tell you to shut up. I just don't think you can over-communicate. I think because then you are really communicating well. If your client asks you a question, you get the answer, you call them back, or you text them back. If you get somebody sends you an instant message on Facebook, you get right back with them. And you communicate immediately. If you're buying leads, you get with that lead instantly, like less than a minute. If possible, you pick up the phone. You communicate well. You become really good at communicating, not only with your client, but also with the other agents. There's some agents I can't stand because the communication is so bad. There's mistakes made. I have no idea what's even going on. I bug them. And it's like, gosh, where are we at with this? And then finally, oh yeah, sorry, I was doing this. I'm at my kid's school. Yeah, I was at a game, sorry. Yeah, I've been texting you for 3 days, I also want you to communicate with your clients to get referrals. I want you to intentionally ask. Ask for referrals all the time. That's why this is so important. Most of my business at this point, for years have come from referrals from my existing customers. Because I'm so good at communicating, I will ask not just at the end. At closing, at the end, that's the beginning of the process from then on, getting referrals from your clients. You will. If you do a good job, they would love to refer you, but you have to ask, or they don't know they're supposed to. They don't think you need referrals. But if you ask, absolutely, you're going to get some referrals. Let's talk about number 4. Number 4 is your community. This is where your business is going to come from. These are, the other video that's about to pop up in just a moment. I want you to watch that. It's the video I made right before this. That's why I'm in the same clothes. So still subscribe. Make sure you like this. I do have more clothes than this. Your community is where your business comes from. Now, this involves what the other video is going to talk about, your buckets of revenue, the different lead sources. I hate to call it that. Lead generating is like, nobody wants to talk about lead generating. But that's what it is. You're in sales. Whether you like that or not, you're in sales. This is your community. Now, I want to I want you to think about something a little bit differently here. If you got into real estate because you love houses, you picked the wrong career. If you love houses, you need to stay home and you need to watch HGTV and just watch Bravo, watch $1 Million Listing, watch beachfront bargain properties, watch all the remodeling shows. That's what people do. The agents who never succeed at this, they never engage into the community. They're not into sales. They're not into caring. Maybe they're competent, but who cares? Because they didn't embrace anything else. Your community is where all of this comes from. Without you tapping into your community, you have no customers to even care about. No one from here is contacting you to come over and price their home. You never get to learn anything about your customers because you don't have any. Your customers come from your community. Now, I will tell you this. This is where it gets difficult because this is your lead source. All the different lead sources you have are in your community. Maybe you're buying leads and your community is Zillow. Your community is realtor.com, Dave Ramsey, Redfin, all the different lead sources. And that's your community because you don't know anyone in your city. You just moved there. And so that is your community. Then you work that community to get your leads. Maybe your community is church. You're very active at church. You know a lot of people at church. Then you organize the people you know in such a way that you can reintroduce yourself to these people all the time. That's what my other video is about. Community is where you need to be intentional, you need to be organized, you need to talk with people, and you are building relationships with people in your community. If you don't do this, you're not going to succeed in this career. You are in sales, but the product is not houses. You just happen to be selling houses. The product is you. You are what you're marketing because they're going to go find a different realtor. You know, wherever you are, there's more than enough realtors. If you weren't in this business, your clients would just use somebody else. And so that's what my other video is called, How Do You Eliminate Your Competition? Because you don't have to sell that many houses to have a really good career. You don't need to sell 100 houses to have a really good career. You sell 15 to 20 houses, you have a good career going on. You're going to love real estate. You will have so much joy about this business. You will love it. And you'll just thrive on all this. But it all comes down to number 4. You have got to have relationships with different areas in your life where you have your community. Think of it, your tribe of people. As you begin selling houses and your little tribe of past customers begins growing, that's where your referrals will really start coming from because they're familiar with you, they trust you, they see you as somebody that they want to refer to. Here's something that I still struggle with. Keep in mind, I've been doing this a long time, 26 years. I have a book. I'm a published author, How to Sell Homes in a Tough Market. It's at Barnes & Noble. It's on Amazon. I know what I'm doing. At least that's the impression that I hope I give. But I'm not even fully competent because things change all the time. Now we're in an environment of increasing interest rates. Loans are changing. We're starting to see ARMs again. Are you competent on ARMs? We haven't needed ARMs in the last 3 or 4 years. Now we do again. So here's something that, with the experience I have, and I shared a different example on the other video, it's about to pop up, something that just drives me crazy. This is where I need melatonin to fall asleep at night. I pulled in my neighborhood. There's a house for sale. I know them. Somebody else's sign is in the yard. They didn't pick me. Do you know how hard that is? It's hard for you as a new realtor. It's even harder for me because they should have picked me. I have the experience. But for some reason, they picked somebody else. And so you have to let go. You have to let go. When you drive by the sign every day, you have to let go. And I have to understand, and I want you to understand, there's a reason that they felt like they needed to pick that person instead of me. They have a different relationship in how they perceive that person and compared to how they perceive me. And this all becomes part of your community. I've got all kinds of other stories about that. It will happen to you. You will think you're going to get business from somebody in your community, and you won't. They use somebody else, and it hurts. It does. It's personal because they don't understand we're 100% commission. We need to sell or we don't get paid anything. I just had this happen, and I shared this on the video you're about to see at the end of this. I want you to stay in communication with your community. Make a list of all the different places where you know people. This is on the other video, but I want you to brainstorm right now. Church, your kids' schools, there's PTA, there's band, there's sports. All these other kids have parents, and you're seeing these parents at practice and at games. I want you to go up and I want to introduce yourself. Say, hi, I'm Jonathan Goforth. That's my kid over there. Which one's your kid? Oh, yeah. Where do you guys live? Oh, yeah. Well, it's funny, I'm a real estate agent, so I'm in your neighborhood all the time. In fact, I was showing there, you got a house around the corner for sale. So I showed it like a week ago, but yeah, I love your neighborhood. See what I'm doing? I am having a conversation because I do care. You're asking them questions. What do you do for a living? Oh, really? Do you know so-and-so? So maybe they're a nurse. Do you know so-and-so? They probably do. And so this becomes a conversation. Gosh, that would be number 5. There's an extra right there. If you haven't subscribed yet, conversation. Now it should be called the 5 C's. You know what? We're going to call that number 5. Conversation. I'm telling you, if you're a little bit shy, you need to get over that. I want you to, these are one-on-one conversations. You're not speaking in public. These are one-on-one conversations, and you need to have them. You need to have these conversations, and you need to be intentional that they understand what you do for a living. Ask them what they do first. They will ask you eventually what you do. I work for Remax. I work for Compass. I work for Reese Nichols. I work for whoever. And yes, you're dropping that seed. And sometimes they'll say, oh, yeah, do you know so-and-so? And you're like, oh, yeah, I know so-and-so. They're an agent in my office. You probably don't know so-and-so yet. You're brand new. But whatever, have these conversations because you're having these conversations in all these different areas of your community. Talk to your dentist. Talk to whoever it is. Have these conversations because you will get referrals. And you know what these people are going to ask when you start? What are interest rates right now? How is the housing market? I've been seeing on the news that interest rates are climbing and housing market's really slowing down. Is that true? Well, yes, it is. Oh my gosh, we're having a conversation. We're conversating about real estate. Oh my gosh. See how it works? It's really cool. And then along the way, you can say, you don't happen to know anybody who's thinking about moving to you because I need listings. Because you do. So do I. We have record low inventory. I need listings. I ask do you know anybody who's thinking about moving? Because I've got a whole bunch of buyers and there's nothing on the market. If you know here's my card. If you have any idea of anybody that might think about moving and you hear about it, please call me, have them call me. I really do need listings. That's how you do that. That is the 5 C's in real estate. Please give this a like. Check out the video. It's popping up on your screen right now. There should be a couple of them. Keep learning, keep growing, and have fun selling homes.